am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, good morning. Welcome again to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manningsman. This is our third game of the day. Loads of goal in today's action in the World Cup. Lots of goals. We had 6 in the first game. That game was between Cameroon and Serbia. It ended 3-3. Our second game saw Ghana, another African nation, going up against South Korea. That game was a 5-goal thriller where South Korea lost out to Ghana 3-2. All right. Our next game will be Brazil. Yes, going up against Switzerland. All right, and this promises to be a good one, and we will have our panel in with us. We'll have Coach Huntley Swaby and Coach Rudolph Speed, who will be joining us for this one, right? So it will be Brazil versus Switzerland, and the starting lineup, they are out, and there are some changes to some of the teams here. There is some problems, some injuries, so some changes here by Brazil. So we're going to give you those changes. We're going to show you the starting 11, and then we're going to invite our guests to be a part of this broadcast. It promises to be a very good game, so we invite you to come on, be a part of I Am Sure Sports. Join the work, join the network. We have Mr. Rudolph Speed, who is here first, and then we'll have Mr. Huntley Swaby. Good morning, Mr. Speed. Seem like not hearing Mr. Speed there. Maybe he's doing something on his end. So the starting lineup sees 2 changes to the Brazil starting lineup. 2 changes have been made. As you know, Neymar is unfit for this one, so he's out. Fred starts with Casemiro and Lucas Paqueta in midfield. They keep the same front 3 of Vinicius Jr., Richarlison, and Rafinha In defense, Alexandros keep his spot alongside Thiago Silva and Marquinhos, and Idar Milito, the Real Madrid man, comes in to replace Danielo, who is out with an ankle injury, and Alisson keeps his place in goal. For Switzerland, they start with the same starting lineup. They have in goal Jan Sommer, Sylvan Widman with Manuel Akanji and Nico Elvedi, along with Ricardo Rodriguez. In midfield, they have Remo Fuller and Granit Xhaka. Then they have Ruben Vargas, Debris Sau, Fabian Ryder, and up front they have Brielle Mbolo. That's the starting lineup for both teams, and promises to be a good game. Mr. Speed, hearing some sound in the background there. All right, so still not hearing anything from Mr. Speed's side. So, yes, so what is your score prediction? I have Brazil winning this one by 3-1. Think they are going to concede in this game, but they are going to be way ahead in the lead, and probably after a few substitution, then they will concede a goal. Again, thank you. Welcome to the show again. Welcome to the platform. If you're watching for the first time, please ensure that you go and you subscribe. We also ask our modifiers who have been doing a good job to keep the comment section clean and stuff. We don't want anyone posting links and directing people elsewhere that goes against the YouTube policies. So make sure you don't do that. As soon as you see them, unless they are permitted by us, then we have to remove them from the stream to keep it clean and meeting all the community guidelines. All right, I am Manningsman again. We have with us Mr. Rudolph Speed. What is your score prediction? Roderick Sharp, Anonymous OG, Fresh God, KS Sports TV. All right. Big up to every single one of you. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure having you on 2 games so far. We have a third one coming up. That is going to be a good one as well. Portugal will be going up against Uruguay. Yes. So looking forward to that one as well. We also have Coach Huntley Swaby, and he will be joining us not too long from now, as he has to make sure that he fits into his Brazil shirt for this one. Yeah. But like I said, a few changes, 2 changes for Brazil in this one. You see there, Idar Milito coming in, right? Known game for Dani Alves so far. And also Fred coming in. Fred, who was, he has been given a hard time by the Manchester United fans, but he's in this one. Want to say big up to Balakar, who we have not seen in quite a while. It is good for you to resurface, Balakar. You have been forgiven for your folly, and you are welcome to be a part of our stream. Blue Mountain is here because he believes that Brazil is no good and going to be eliminated. But after today, I think he'll have to pay over some funds to I Am Sure Sports, because after today, Brazil will qualify and we need an immediate payment from him, because he did say Brazil ain't going nowhere. So, and they're not coming out of the group. So once Brazil wins today, then he will have to pay some money over to us, or else, as of today, we will call him a big fraudster, and he doesn't want that label to be on him. All right. So once Brazil wins today, he has a payment to make. See if we can get Mr. Speed up on the stream. Mr. Speed, are you hearing? Seem to be on his phone. So let's see. So it is about to get started, people. The 2-goal man, Richarlison, he is in it again. Brazil versus Switzerland in FIFA World Cup action. Looking forward to a good one in terms of head-to-heads. Switzerland and Brazil played in the 2018 World Cup. and that game ended 1-1. They were in Group E, and in 2013 there was a friendly game in Switzerland, and Switzerland defeated Brazil by 1-0. That's the only 2 games that they have played thus far. All right, so Switzerland, you'd say, with the upper hand when you look at the history of both teams, right? So yeah. So one change for Switzerland, they have taken out Zerdan Shaqiri out, and Briel Mbolo has come into the team. On the Switzerland bench, you have Jonas Omlin, Greg Kobel, Philip Kahn, Edmundson Fernandez, Dennis Zakari, Haris Severovic, Renato Steffen, Michael Abisha, Christian Fasanash, Ere Comort, Fabian Fry, Fabian Shar, Zerdan Shakiri, and Arden Jashari. On the Brazil bench, we see Weaverton, Ederson, Dani Alves, Fabinho, Alex Telles, Bruno Guimaraes, Gabriel Jesus, Anthony, Rodrigo, Everton Ribeiro, Bremer, Pedro, and Gabriel Martinelli. Cameroon, Switzerland, as you know, they defeated Cameroon in their opening game with Mbolo scoring in that game. Brazil, they defeated Serbia in their game at the start of the season, the World Cup, a 2-goal victory for them. Again, if you're watching the stream, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and share to I Am Sure Sports. I am Manningsman, and this is going to be a fantastic game of football, and I hope you are ready. Lovers and haters of Brazil, please just know that this is it. This is it, people. The game is about to go off right now. Let's see if we can get Mr. Speed back onto the stream. Mr. Speed, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, finally. All right. Yeah, so give me a take on this game. It's about to kick off.
Right, so these teams will be meeting for the 10th time this in their career, go back to 1950. Brazil has won 4. Switzerland won 2. 4 has been in a draw. Brazil scored 11 goals, Switzerland 9. So there's nothing between these teams. Both times they have met in the World Cup. They have drawn both games. Last World Cup in 2018 was a draw between Brazil and Switzerland. None of those players who scores in this squad now. So it's gonna be a close game. You know, I think it's gonna be a close game. What is interesting though, Brazil is playing without Neymar, which could be a blessing in disguise because I thought Neymar was a problem in the first half against in the first game. He was playing too deep. So let us see. Let us see if it is really true that it is the team that makes the difference in this World Cup and not the individual player. So let us see if that is true as it relates to Brazil. As it relates to Switzerland, you remember Switzerland had built their World Cup last year, 2018, on the team that won the Under-17 World Cup a decade ago. Most of those players is no longer around. Just a few of them is left in this team. So they're kind of rebuilding, and that was their golden generation too. That's why they performed so well in 2018. So let's see if they did rebuild well, and if Brazil has moved ahead of them now with their rebuild.
Yeah. All right, and so there you go. The game is off, and Switzerland start out having the ball right in the center circle, coming left here. Still Switzerland in possession further left as they come into the Brazilian half. Ball played into midfield, won by the Brazilian defense, and they go on a quick counter. Here is Brazil, and this could be the first foul. Referee says no. Yes, he calls back the play as Brazil lost possession, and he gave the foul kick, already issuing a warning to someone, hoping to put an early finger on this game. Here is Brazil in possession in their own defense. We see this is Marquinhos with it, playing it to, this is Idar Milito, the new man who goes all the way back to Alisson in goal, to Thiago Silva, the captain. Yeah. Seeing the Brazilian coach there, Tite. Brazil. Early stages, nothing yet to talk about. But I think the good thing that they are doing when they have Milito at right back is that it allows them sometimes to go into a back three because he's by nature a centre back. We see Murat Yakin, the coach of Switzerland, has been the coach there for quite a while, just taking off his jacket there. Maybe the conditions are a little warm. It's a sea of yellow in the stadium. You know, the Brazilian support is strong worldwide. Seem to have a larger footballing population. Rodriguez taking a little while to take this throw. He throws it inside, headed back, but this could be really Charlison, but cleared out by the Swiss defense. Here they go again. Brazil still in possession here. Good move that by Vinicius Jr. Still with it. Oh, look at him go. Players tumbling. And he's fouled again. Referee says free kick. Another foul. Vinicius Jr. twisting and turning, getting the better of his opponent. He looks like he is in the mood to play some football today. And this could spell danger for the Switzerland team. If Vinicius Jr., look at this, players tumbling, fancy footwork. They are holding on to him, they are pushing him, they are doing everything to stop him in this early stages. Free kick for Brazil down this left side as they are singing and clapping and chanting in the stands. Oh my word, this is good. As we welcome Coach Huntley Swaby back to the stream in his Brazilian colors. Here is the free kick coming in swinging free kick. Oh, dangerous free kick going across, beating everybody. It goes out for a throw-in. As Marquinhos trying to get that one. That was a good free kick. No one put a foot on it, or else it would have ended up in the back of the net. Rodriguez in the number 13 for Switzerland with a throw deep into their own territory. On this, the left-hand side, he goes upfield. Header one by the Brazilian who heads it out. It goes out for a goal kick. Brazil 0, Switzerland 0. It's in the 4th minute as we invite and introduce again to you this morning Coach Huntley Swaby, who has had his Starbucks, have on his Brazilian shirt. What say you about this one, Coach Swaby?
I like how the Brazilians started out the game. I like the intensity. They're willing to step in and exert some pressure on the Swiss team. But Swiss is not going to be too flustered by this. They're going to come up with a game plan to execute. Good morning, Mr. Speed.
I think he's on a call or something, not hearing him.
No
Mr.
problem.
Speed, you're muted. So we're not hearing you. Yeah. So free kick for Switzerland. Okay.
Oh, he's back?
Yes, I'm back.
Yes. So, again, a sea of yellow, man. That canary yellow is such a beautiful thing in the stands. You know?
Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I was speaking to a little bit risky there for Brazil. I was speaking to a player who will let remain nameless for now. And he told me that, you know, he believes that more players can get away with dribbling in Europe. And I asked him why. Him say they're just not used to people dribbling at them from a young age. And he said to me that every time I lift up my foot, them run past me. That was a Jamaican young player said that to me. So I think if Brazil kind of play a little bit of the trickery and they, try to go past players, I think Switzerland will be chasing the whole evening. They'll be having some issues.
Don't deny that's true. I've heard similar things. You know,
But the problem is a lot of players don't, the coaches in Europe don't really encourage too much because they have the stats that, how much you try, how much you succeed at.
Yes.
So if there is any doubt, players tend to not to try to do it. But I was told that if you did it often, you could be successful. And this player looked like he has been successful doing it a couple of times. He has gotten promoted and sold for $1 million recently. So look like there's some successes there.
So still 0-0 early stages here. Brazil again having lots of possession in this one. A good way, like I said, to start the game. Again, we want to thank all of you for tuning in and being a part of I Am Sure Sports. Always our privilege to have you as part of our live watch alongs. Brazil versus Switzerland.
Blue Mountain say he has his finger on the super chat right now. He can't wait for Brazil to score and to light it up.
No. He's against Brazil. He doesn't believe that Brazil will come out.
Oh, he doesn't?
Right.
It's true. I gotta read up higher then.
Right. So he made a bet that if Brazil qualifies, he's going to give in super chat.
Oh.
So that's why he's saying that, because his thing is that Brazil is not coming out of the group.
What?
Yeah, that's Blue Mountain right there. He says Brazil not coming out of the group.
Does he drink Blue Mountain coffee, or he just hang around on Blue Mountain?
He believes.
Where did he get that name from?
He comes from up that side. He's very close to where the Blue Mountain is.
I remember.
He's overseas. He's overseas now, though.
Remember, Mr. Speed and man is man, you know. In Blue Mountain, there are other things planted up there also, you know.
Not so blue, more greenish.
Yeah. We have to be careful.
Maybe he's not on Blue Mountain. Maybe he's on the green one.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome you, Cunningham. Labid Vlogs. Welcome Brazil. He says, big up Peso, the other Brazilian man here. Nitro says Brazil 2, Switzerland 0. But Switzerland, they are on the attack ball played into the Brazil area, cleared out by Brazil, and they keep on to possession to Richarlison, who is tackled up and he loses possession. Still 0-0 it is, and this is in the 9th minute of the game. No shots on target yet. Brazil had an dangerous opportunity where a ball came across the box and no one was able to get a foot on it, and it ran all the way out for a throw-in on the other side. That was early in the game, after Vinicius Jr. was fouled. Still 0-0, we make it in this early stages of the game. Ball played back to Jan Sommer in goal by the Swiss. Then it comes left. What will they do? Good pressing by Richarlison right there, forcing the player to boot that one up. It hit off Richarlison. It goes out, and this looks like it's a throw-in for Switzerland. Not able to really break out of their own half yet, the Swiss team. Let's see.
I like how Brazil is coming out defending, being very patient. I'm going to pick their spot. Obviously, they have their targets that they're going to press, and you could see it on that sequence earlier when the ball went to the fullback, how quickly they closed him down and closed everybody around the ball down, and the ball rotated to the left side. That went out for a throw.
Yeah. Still 0-0. Brazil versus Switzerland.
I live in Casa Mouse right now.
Yeah, not. I think the Swiss is a very smart team. I think sometimes persons underestimate this team, have them as a dark horse, as a team that could do well. But Brazil really looking well. Again, Richarlison, this could be a free kick for Brazil for that foul on Richarlison. Welcome, news commentator J.A. Dave Saul. Big up yourself. Sidimo. Rob Smith says, no, his coffee is brown or clear. Demo says, this is Jamaica versus Switzerland. Laugh out loud. Last win for Brazil. I see motorcade in jungle. Well, I tell you what, you'll be seeing more motorcades because this is another win I am predicting for this Brazil team.
Well, Rudolph is off suspension, so Rudolph can offer his prediction.
Yes, his prediction because this is the first time since his suspension um, that he's able to make a prediction. So let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah, well, I believe that this will be a Brazil will win. Based and I'm telling you, based on what I saw in the first game, they were able to change their organization in the second game and get the goals that was required. I thought Neymar was a problem, although he was the one who unlocked the defense for the first goal, but still, he's not here today. And I haven't seen Brazil will be playing a little bit different, maybe with a little bit less fear because Neymar is Neymar, but they look efficient so far. They seems to have changed his formation, just a tweak to the formation too. And I think the players are much more disciplined. They're in the right zones, and it's just I think it's this Switzerland team will stay compact for a while, but I think Brazil will undo them because of the greater passing efficiency, and also Brazil is gonna hug the possession. You can't have a top team like Brazil hugging the possession and then expect to win.
We also see here the other man. He is also a English supporter, Denton Palmer from Sedge Pond in in Clarendon, predicting that Brazil will lose. He's only saying that because he supports England.
The other thing here is that neither Brazil or Switzerland need to win the game, you know, to qualify for the second one. And I think that is the only thing that might makes the game a little bit cagey. Because none of them have to win, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just have to draw.
There's no real pressure on either team.
Right.
So Brazil walking away from this. I said it in the first broadcast. The Brazil can walk away from this game without winning the game as long as they don't lose.
Yeah, well, none of them want to lose.
Yeah.
But they don't want none of the teams have to win. So you might not see that urgency in going for it at all costs.
Yeah.
That was a stupid tackle though.
Yeah, that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Had them in the right spot, you just kept going. I think the player saw going down before.
Yeah, but that last leg that he pushed around.
Yeah, he got a card for that.
Yeah,
almost give him a card. He could him in the face.
Yeah. Embolo, the man fouled there.
Why would they name him that though?
That's his surname.
Or the highlighting the Arsenal player, so we know we're gonna have, a response from Manny's man.
He doesn't have the angles. Not a very. This is probably one of the least dangerous position. It's straight.
Yeah.
You'd have to be perfect.
Yeah, he plays it wide. Good decision.
Or
Welcome.
Decision to pass it and try to get it from this angle, if they can. Yeah.
Welcome and to the stream. And Ramsey, Rob Smith, England are going to win the FA Cup. Sure thing that. Nothing yet.
You hear Rob?
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, Switzerland is now out possessing Brazil.
Yeah.
They have more possession than Brazil. Very even game.
You're gonna find Brazil.
Pass accuracy is 85%. Top team.
How much is Brazil right now?
Brazil is at 80%, so they're even keeping the ball better than Brazil does. Maybe a lot of negative pass, but it could be also because Brazil is not good at pressing, so that also could be a factor. So Switzerland drop in a classic 4-1-4-1 formation, and when they are defending, they have a bank of four. There's one sweeper for the midfield and a flat four at the back. So um, trying to ensure that nobody gets to go between the lines and light it there. And they are doing a very good job of it. Classic case of defending in your own half.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to fill all the spaces. Brazil probing. And foul. You thought it was a joke to carry Dani Alves to the World Cup?
Now that he's not playing, I think they brought him more for his role in the dressing room, because see that the right back is out and they still have not played him. So I think maybe they brought him because he has a role, right?
He has won a World Cup before.
Did he?
No.
So I was just wondering what the role was. I know he has won the most trophy.
He has won. He has won everything at least twice from a World Cup. But I think it was a waste. I think they should have made him a staff and brought somebody else, because he can't help with future World Cups unless he's going to be a coach.
I had question signs around Thiago Silva, much less him.
Yes, and I think they have enough centre backs to facilitate if Thiago is not playing. But I'm pretty sure Brazil have a plethora of quality right fullbacks. Listen, he's not gonna say no to not going to the World Cup. But I think right there shows that bringing him as a player is not a good sign.
Brazil was able to break the line there.
Yeah, great ball across. Swiss recovered.
Still 0-0 in the 19th minute of this one.
Charleston was a little bit slow there on that chance.
Yeah.
Now the Brazil press is getting more aggressive. They have 5 players around the box, the 18-yard box.
It's funny to see Brazil dropping off in a 4-4-2 after the initial press didn't work. Normally, you don't see Brazil dropping off in a traditional formation at no time. They always have a tweak to it somewhere. But after 20 minutes, every time they try to press, they don't regain possession. They drop off in a 4-4-2.
Nothing much so far. Switzerland having some possession here in their own half, really playing the ball around. No team really taking a lot of risk. Like I said, this is not like a must-win game. So not taking a lot of risk, which is very important. Want to maintain solid defensive structure Poor play by the Brazilian, over dribbling that one. One by the Swiss. Players down. Ball turned back to the goalkeeper. Richarlison pressing, but cleared out by the Brazilian, who are in possession again. Remember, if you're watching and this is your first time, please remember to subscribe to the platform.
So you see on that play, well-drilled team. The player who control the ball was in pressure, and at least two players rushed to his rescue right away, to help him out to retain possession. That is a team that knows what they're doing.
Yeah. So we make it 50-50 in terms of possession right now. 115 passes for the Swiss, 121 for Brazil in terms of accurate passes, 86% for Brazil, 84 for Switzerland. So balance of play, I would say quite even, game evenly poised at this time. Switzerland here trying to break forward, but the Brazilians tackling. Referee says there's a foul on the play. Embolo seemed to be creating some problems. Very big, strong player could pose a problem for the Brazilian defense, as it was Silva with that foul. And in midfield, they are winning some of those midfield battles. Can't say Fred has made a mark on the game so far, but we will see. Nil-nil. It is. I think Switzerland have completed more passes in Brazil's half. Sorry, Brazil have completed more passes in Switzerland half. They have 47 passes in the opponent half to 29 by Switzerland. So those Switzerland having more of what you call the possession, more of their passes are in their own half, because Brazil, like Coach Speed said earlier, not pressing in the high press, just playing what you'd call a mid block. And one of the things about this Brazil team over the last few years is that they have been better defensively. Over the years, Brazil have depended a whole lot on their offense. But in recent times, they have had such solid defense that they rarely concede.
Plus the
Well,
goalkeeping
part
level.
of part of not conceding is also keeping possession. So if you keep a lot of possession, then the team doesn't have the ball to score on you. So that's what Spain does for defense too. But they're not noted to be a rugged defensive team. But when they have 80% possession and 81%, it's just difficult for you to score against them because you just don't have the ball enough times to create that amount of attack. So that is one tactic a lot of good teams are using. Just keep possession. Other team can't score. Spain actually has the record in World Cup since records was being kept 1950. 81% against Costa Rica. Must be demoralizing for a team. Spain also had 67% against Germany. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine that?
For long periods.
And that's not so for a small segment of the game. That's the entire game where you have 81%.
Yes. And that is why um, it was always inevitable that Spain was gonna score against Germany. That quality team have the ball so long, you're going to pay the price eventually. But Switzerland having 55% of the possession now, they have outpossessed Brazil. That's not good. Pass accuracy is better than Brazil, 86%. That's a top team. The only edge I see here, and they have taken a shot. Brazil hasn't taken any. But the only edge, the Brazilians are a little bit faster now because you can see that Switzerland had to foul 6 times so far. Brazil only 4.
And in possession, Brazil is moving the ball a lot better than when Neymar was in the team last game, because every player now is getting around the ball, trying to move the ball. Quick cover by Brazil, attacking, but it's still not quick enough going forward.
The only person who is now giving out the
Oh,
ball
Brazil
is
chance, save by the Switzerland goalkeeper. Vinicius Junior got in. It's looking at the back post. He should be coming up on your screens right now.
he should have done better with that.
Yes, there's no reason to fall down there.
And he knows it.
Yeah. I think he was slightly behind him. That's why he had to break down his run into a fall forward to get his foot behind it.
More that the ball hit him.
Well, true.
He swung through.
We're going to show the replay again. Ball comes back.
I must say these two teams,
perfect. It's a perfect pass.
These two teams are real two good quality teams. Keeping at the ball on the field is a skill that people might be overrated, but you could see how even under pressure, they're making passes to teammates and keeping the ball in play just the same from both teams. Really two good quality teams. I just thought that Junior could probably have control that ball before he put it away. He had enough time, I think. And this is where experience would have probably mattered, because the defense was chasing back so hard. If he controlled that ball, he would have been able to move it out of the defender. We had still scored, I think. Again, foul again, which means the Brazil are a little bit quicker, sharper to the ball, and Switzerland have to use illegal means. And the Brazilian made it known.
Welcome. We have another female joining the stream. BB Cross out of the States. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. And somebody saying that without the sublime skills of Neymar, this is merely a game of attrition so far. More players might be touching the ball, but Guimaraes or Jesus could change the dynamics.
Well, both might have a chance later.
Yes.
If I may suggest something, man, I think going forward, every time a female enter the fray, I think we should have some sort of sticker to blast.
Yeah, the thing though is that some of the names sometimes, like Anne Ramsey, you don't know if it's a male or a female, because somebody could be using their daughter's profile, their wife's profile. You understand me? So unless somebody declares themselves to be a female, you don't really know. You can't go by. You can't go by names alone, because some persons operate incognito on social media platforms.
True.
Yes. So Brazil in possession here.
A good shot from Rafinha, 40 yards out. Comfortable for the goalkeeper. And I've always liked this goalkeeper. He plays in the German league. I think he used to play in German league. Top goalkeeper. I remember when Liverpool was looking for a keeper, they looked at him, but he was, I think it's like 32 now. He didn't want to spend
that older.
Thing. Huh?
He's a little bit older now.
Yes, a little bit older, so they didn't want to spend the big money for him, but I think his quality. Real quality. Again, Brazil has to earn the right to get the points off this game, because the Swiss have a plan and they're going to stick to their plan. in and out of possession.
And the hacking rough, I think Richardson probably have half of the fouls now.
Yes.
They're not giving him a chance to play. And Brazil has just camped out in Switzerland half for about a minute now.
But the Brazilian possession today is much better than it was in the first game. At least they have players dragging players on the underlap to create.
Well, this is where the problem lie when they lose the ball.
Yes.
Susceptible to a counter, but they have to be very careful.
Still 0-0.
And you say, absolutely, that's what happened just now. Good recovery.
They are so fast, much faster. It helps.
Yeah. I only pronounce that name. Diakubra.
Diakubra, man. Diakubra is the Arsenal man.
Diakubra, that's a big problem with Rafinha. That's why he doesn't score a lot of goals. Because he doesn't get in the box and make runs behind defense enough.
Well, they have over 10 minutes left. I mean, it has been a hard game, I think. The game has played a lot, very few stoppages.
I can't
And,
remember a throw in. I can't
yeah,
remember a throw in. Can you remember one?
yeah. As I said, there was one early, but
Yeah.
this tells you the quality of both teams. They
Keeping the ball
play
on the pitch.
on the pitch. Ball is on the pitch most of the time. So even when they are being pressed, they keep the ball on the pitch.
Unseen Sports TV.
Big up Unseen. Unseen, me hear that you that be a nonsense again in Unseen. Not true?
Hey, there is a group of players in the stand right now. If they want to kidnap a couple of Brazilian legends, they can go to one particular. You have R9, Cafu, Carlos,
Roberto
Carlos, and there's somebody else to their right. That I missed that person that's to their right. Oh, sloppy turnover, but good recovery by Marquinhos, who is another undersized centre back, but an excellent centre back. Come on, Rafinha, move the ball, man. Move the ball. Rafinha remind me so much of Di Maria. takes too much liberty with the ball and wastes too much possession.
Yeah.
In this particular phase of possession, Brazil look more like the Serbian Brazil, very static, minimal movement.
Only I'm on site with boys here every day. Introduced me to you the other day. Bless up yourself.
All right, so that's a part of the family. Yes, yes. So have a get you. You're real.
Farmer Excelsior, man. So I don't know if that will give you a
Oh,
clue.
all right, all right. There we go. There we go. I know exactly who you are now. I won't mention your government name. keep it anonymous, incognito. Bless yourself, my brother. You're part of the family. Team management, I gotta renegotiate my contract management. Brazil in the box trying to create something, a chip over, goalkeeper came, claim it, calm everything down. Management, you see, as soon as I'm on the thing regularly, you see what's family members popping
Hey,
up.
no, man. Dear Cobra has been here a long time, man. Dear
Yeah,
Cobra.
what I'm saying, you know.
What nonsense. Just to speak the truth about the tackles that the stats players were making and whisper. Okay, I was talking that you were saying that Clarendon coach no good. Clarendon players them no good. Them defender them no good. That's
Well,
what I heard that thing. But we'll leave that for another day.
before we go that direction, Rulav, did you see the game over the weekend?
Which game?
The KC game.
No, I didn't.
You didn't see it. Boy, I didn't. I saw parts of it. I didn't see the whole thing. But they can pass the ball out of a shoe, CC. But
what?
athletically, Whisper is a problem. Whisper is a problem.
Game looking labored.
No, I told the truth is both of these teams, the ball is on the pitch all the time. They have no breathing room. They have to keep playing, and that is why I've never seen a game like this. It's just the ball is on the pitch all the time, so there's no time for rest. So they're gonna struggle. Nobody will be at their fastest and their sharpest in the individual plays. So I think each team is just careful now. Just want to go back in 0-0 at the half and recoup again for the second half. But the difference between both teams, even although possession is close, is where the both teams have possession.
Yes.
That's the difference between both teams.
Yeah, but no real chances created yet. Still 0-0.
I think the way out both teams are playing, the second half, 68 minutes on beyond, you will see more space for for players to occupy and get more time on the ball. And the team that scores in and around there will open this thing up like a can of worms.
Yeah, I think the game needs a goal to like you said, open up the game some more. Hopefully that can come from Brazil. But what I would say is that, again, over the years, Brazil has been criticized for their defending. But in this game, we have seen good, solid defending from them. The Swiss have not been able to break through their defensive line in any threatening way. And you want to see that from Brazil, because at some point, offensively, they're going to get it good. As long as they can keep it steady defensively and safe. And they
the
also
Swiss have broken down the left side 1v1 with the Brazilian defender. Ball goes back in. Trying to rotate the ball across 18. Turnover. Brazil won it. Now Richarlison is on the counter attack. Ball played out in the channel. Defender number 5 went over and tackled. That should be a foul and probably a card. But the referee don't seem to think it's that serious. The replay will show us more.
I see the player won the ball. That's not a foul to me. Richarlison, that's what I don't like about him. He's rolling all over. The player didn't touch him any at all. He wasn't. Look.
It's the Neymar syndrome.
He stepped on the player. He should have been carded for that.
Yeah, it's the Neymar syndrome.
I know you management, you don't like Richarlison.
No, I don't like him. I don't like him. None at all. First, he played for Tottenham.
bringing the biases on the program.
I just think the man like to dive and roll.
We always talk about player bias, but you take the cake. You have bias on the players who on your team.
Listen, I don't like players who try to get other players booked. I really don't like it.
Neymar. I mean, you don't like Neymar either.
No, I think Neymar gets fouled a lot of times. I think he genuinely gets fouled, but people just keep on saying that is what should happen to him because he holds on to the ball too much. Richarlison tumbles down for everything, man.
Now we've seen a pattern building up with this Brazilian team. Maybe they're gonna have some sort of secondary tactics that they're gonna implement.
Brazil have all 11 players. I think so. And I'm going to talk about it after. I think they are. I kind of figure them out. So after we have a discussion about it in the second half.
Definitely.
Duclan, why Duclan always believe he's smarter than people, you know? Duclan trying to ask this question because what Duclan wants to know is this. If I am going to say...
Hold on. Did Duclan finish the statement?
Yeah, make sure you finish Duclan there. That's a good one, yeah. Because I know when I answer, you then, you know? Yeah, you then say you weren't finished yet. So, you want me to tell you what Duclan is trying to do? Duclan is trying to hear if I'm going to call one of the Brazil players who play for Arsenal as a person who should be there.
But he is there.
Richarlison score now. You say you start celebrate.
Of course, I will celebrate, not for Richarlison, but for the fact that Brazil has taken the lead.
Very good corner by Brazil, defended also very well by Switzerland. Oh, I thought it was a header. Goalkeeper fisted it.
See, our next Brazilian fan saying the same thing. If you watch Richarlison, man, in the Premier League from Everton days, that's what he does, man. Always tumbling down.
Yeah, but I could say the same thing about him also, because I've seen him tackle Liverpoolians like he's about to try and break legs. You know, remember the same game that Thiago got hurt and he hurt Thiago, and Thiago was out for 3 months. So I could say the same thing, you know. But yes, he does act like a baby every time he's touched, he's down rolling around. But when he tackles in, he puts studs up.
Yeah.
Can't deny that.
What I'll say about him is that he works very hard.
Can't deny that.
So what we were discussing earlier about the ball not going outside, the referee just embarrassingly put up 1 minute more for the there's no.
It's the only game I've seen that 1 minute I've gone up. Because the ball stayed on the pitch the entire time. And you got to commend these two teams for doing that. You got to commend the both teams for doing that. Because both teams come to play. And we were discussing this earlier this morning before we jump into the analysis. We were discussing this earlier this morning when we're saying that the gaps is narrowing, right, between all the nations.
Well, it is halftime on my end for a while now, 0-0.
Yes.
Between both teams. So I'll ask Mr. Speed and Mr. Swaby to go ahead and give their take on this so far. Go ahead, Sir Speed, and then we'll hear from Coach Swaby.
Well, first, let me just run down the stats for the listeners. The stats that count. The major one, 0-0 at halftime. Brazil has taken 6 shots on goals, 1 on target. Switzerland 1, none on target. Brazil has rebounded to a 55% possession as against Switzerland 45. 87% pass accuracy and 85 for Switzerland. That's really good. Brazil fouled 4 times, Switzerland fouled 8 times. No yellow card. Brazil offside 1 time, take 4 corners against Switzerland 2. So if you ask me, Brazil have a slight edge so far. If you just combine some of these numbers together, they would have a slight edge. And I'm sure you can dive down into it a little bit more. But so far as even Steven, there's no clear dominant team here. Switzerland was very intent to defend in their own half. Brazil was intent to attack in Switzerland half, in the opponent half. Truth be told, they didn't have much joy, although there was a few threatening times. So again, and that is expected if you defend in your own half. So nothing to write home about for the first half, except to say that both teams really, really play top class football. Both teams show that they are top quality teams in terms of how they're able to retain possession of the ball. Brazil make 308 passes against Switzerland, 264. Again, nothing much between both teams.
Yeah, definitely good good analysis right there, and the stats. I like to go to the stats where the possession in opponent half shows, and Brazil has 146 passes in Switzerland half. Just to say that how Mr. Speed just mentioned that Switzerland is defending more in their half, while Switzerland have 76 passes in Brazil half. That means Brazil is trying to win the ball back on the front foot. Not the most impressive team to watch press the ball, but they're trying their best to win the ball back up as high as possible up top. Because both teams have nothing to lose. I think if the game and the numbers keep swinging in this direction, you might see Switzerland trying to get a stalemate out of this. If they can get something within the first 15 minutes of the second half. But Brazil is going to continue being Brazil and keep going forward, trying to get that win. And that could spell issues for Brazil on the transition, because Switzerland have broken out a couple of times, but because the Brazilian team is so athletic, they get back and easily dispossess Swiss. I think the Swiss team is going to be looking at that during this halftime, that, hey, we should get more players forward so we can get that extra pass, so we can sustain those quick transitions up the middle of the field, up the gut of the field. I think Thiago, as good as Thiago is, for Switzerland to get something within the next 15 minutes of the second half, they have to target him, because defensively he is the liability from a physical, athletic standpoint. Everybody else around him is thoroughbreds. I think Brazil now. I'm going to jump ahead at what Mr. Speed is going to say, but I think the last 10 minutes of this half, Brazil went back to how they looked against Serbia, and I'm hoping that they have another way of playing that they haven't introduced to us yet. Because if they go in the playoff with this style of being that static, then teams can set them up, being and knowing that they're predictable in their passing patterns, pick them off and go raise hell at the next end of the field.
Yeah. All right. For me, I think the midfield of Brazil is not as dynamic as it needs to be. I will tell you this. In the first game, by this time, Neymar had been fouled. By this time, Neymar had already been fouled. Him alone 7 times. Right? And Brazil did create opportunities. And he was playing like a number 10. We could say that he was all over the field. He wasn't stable in one position, but he was doing a lot of things that created openings for the other players on the Brazil team and was making that transition from midfield to forward. In this game, I think as good a defender as Fred is, he's not dynamic enough, I believe, so far in this game, as is Paqueta. I think there needs to be a more dynamic player in that midfield. Brazil always play with the Neymar kind of player there, or a Coutinho who was there, a Kaká who would kind of do that, or a Ronaldinho who would kind of do that. I don't see that player out there on the field right now, and I think that is the missing link. I am wondering if a player like Guimaraes, the Newcastle player, could replace like a Fred or a Paqueta and give them that impetus going forward. In this team, because there's nobody what you'd call treading those passes from midfield to forward. Nobody passing the balls through the channel for the runners. Nobody making a dribble from out of midfield. You have not had one dribble by a Brazilian through the middle or in that area, in that the top of the attacking third. You haven't had that. What you have is the ball going wide, expecting Vinicius Jr. and Rafinha to do a whole lot to get past the Swiss defense, whose wing backs are sitting back. I think Brazil need to find a way to have some more creativity in the middle of the park to move that ball forward. Casemiro is sitting back, right? And Paqueta seemed to be sitting back, and Fred, I don't think, has offered enough on the offensive side of the game. And I think that is where Brazil is probably missing it. On the Swiss side, they are doing the right thing. If Brazil doesn't beat you, then you're halfway through. You're almost through to the next round. And so they don't have to go on the attack. They can just sit back, absorb the pressure, which they are not really under because there has not been like a save from their goalkeeper. So that is what I think. I think this is where you can see that the creativity of a Neymar is missing, because by this he would be drawing a player with him. They would be tracking him and create space elsewhere for other players to operate in. And I don't know, like I said, I just think that is one of the adjustments that needs to be made. You also have Eder Milito on the right back side of things. He's a center back by nature. And so he is not overlapping as Danilo would be to join in the attack. He's sitting back a whole lot because he's by nature a center back, right? He's not even coming inside to be inverted. So what you have is that he's sitting back, Casemiro sitting back, the two center backs, Paqueta and Fred really stuck in the middle of nowhere. And that, I think, is the issue that needs to be sorted out, where this Brazil team is concerned going forward in this game if they want to come out with a win. So that is my thought of it. Don't know if you agree or disagree with that, you know?
Right. So no, you have kind of looked at very good at what the problems are. So I suppose now we have to find solutions. So I thought Brazil did the same thing in the first half against Serbia. They stayed in static positions, having their wingers wide and on the line to provide width. In the second half, they organized different. They came in much more in the half spaces and were able to get the winner. And the go-ahead goal and then the winner afterwards. So I'm just going to be curious here to see if that's one of the ploy of the Brazilian coaching staff to play the first halves like that, because there's no a thing that says the game is for 90 minutes. Don't try to win it in the first half, which I see a lot of teams adopting that type of posture. So I think it will be interesting to see if you see Junior and Rafinha start to come inside somewhere in the half spaces, then what Brazil will try to do is to use the wing backs to give him width. So remember, the best coaching time is usually half time. So what I saw in Serbia game was Brazil use play in one particular way in the first half and play different in the second half. Let's see if that's what they're gonna do again this time. just to play different in the second half. Because if Rafinha and Juna start to come inside some more, leave the wing back to give width on the flanks from the full spaces, then the defenders will be much more hurried. They won't have to contend with just Richarlison alone in the middle. They will have two more forwards in there, and I think that will start to cause more problems for Switzerland. To be honest, Switzerland hasn't offered much. They have only taken one shot. It didn't even go on target. Of course, Brazil got a glorious opportunity to go ahead. Juna should have put away that ball across the field when he came in unmarked and in front of the goalkeeper by himself. Didn't make good contact, and the goalkeeper was able to save it. That was really a guilty chance that a better forward would have taken. So Brazil still has the edge. They have made more passes in the opponent half. Switzerland is just showing them a lot of respect, maybe too much respect. The only way I see Switzerland scoring a goal if is they do it on the counter, but I expect Brazil to change their game model and put a lot more pressure on Switzerland in the second half.
Yeah. Coach Huntley.
No, I told you what I think Brazil need to do, and along the same line, Rafinha have shown that going into the half spaces, he's more of a possession oriented seven than a player who's gonna run in behind and penetrate. So him going inside and creating space for the fullback is probably what they're gonna do, something similar to what they did in the Serbia game. But I still think that once they get into the half, the there's not enough movement to pull the Swiss players out of space to create that one opening. All right, and if you can't create the movement, the space through a movement, then you got to create it through 1v1, breaking down a player and going. All right, and I on the field right now, except for Vinicius, I don't think there's another Brazilian on the field that's gonna take you off the dribble, right? To create that space, and he's outside. So even if you beat the fullback, that ball has to go from outside in, where, defensively, the Swiss don't seem like they mind him going 1v1 on the outsides because their fullback has not gotten beat once, except for that ball that was played in from Rafinha to Vinicius, right? When Rafinha came into that half space and received the ball on his left foot and pinged that ball across. Going back to what all of us says, the Swiss have nothing to lose. All right, everything to gain from getting 1 point here. So if they walk away with 1 point, then the pressure is on Brazil now to go win the group in the last game, while the Swiss can also go get another point, right, from Serbia. And as long as they don't lose against Serbia, those 5 points should take them where? Into the playoffs.
Yeah, I hear the Cobra and the comment section. All of you guys, El Gran Healer up, Fresh God. The Cobra says, good point, management. But have you ever thought that both teams are playing possum and sitting back? Allow the other team to play around them. Second half, we may see a change. Both teams feeling out each other. How modern football is, I don't think you need. I think Mr. Speed always talk about the meta. Most effective. The T's for what was it, Mr. Speed? Tactics. Yeah, right. Right. So part of what I think needs to happen when you look at the attack diagram for Brazil, they have had a couple of balls going down the middle, none on the right hand side, which is where Rafinha is nothing at all, absolutely nothing, and one on the left hand side where Vinicius went around a player. Now you can't have those speedy, dynamic players, and that is your attacking graph. That can't be attacking graph. Even if the team is sitting back, you have to have them cutting inside, like you said, and having the wing backs going on the outside. You have to change the dynamics. It can't, and this is where I think, this is what I think is a weakness in Richarlison's game, in my opinion. His inability to come deep and string passes and then rejoin the attack. you see Lewandowski doing it. You see Harry Kane doing it. You see the players at the highest level having this ability to come back in midfield to pull players out of position. You said it earlier, Coach Swaby, that one of the things you have to do as a forward, you can't be stationary. You have to be up and down. And what that means is you come deeper, you take some balls deep, and then you make some plays, and then you try to have the ball played over and you run onto it. You have to do that. It is very static with these front three. But let's see, the coach had an opportunity, like I said, to talk, to communicate with his team. Let's see if anything will change in the second half. But I don't think we need 45 minutes to really determine some of these things. You understand me?
And just to add something before we jump back on the live feed, is that, we can't use this Brazil to judge them against previous Brazilian team. That era that Brazil could walk the ball up the field and create chances is gone.
Well, see, a change. Well, a change has been made. Paqueta has come out and Rodrigo has come on. There you go. You have to put somebody in that midfield who is going to offer some creativity.
Yes. So now Brazil now have to get even better playing as a unit.
Yeah, because Fred has to sit beside Casemiro and defend there. And then let Rodrigo be the one in that middle to string the passes and take on.
Yeah. And if they ultimately is gonna do what Rudolph says, is that you gotta have that control with the two the discipline with the two midfielders who's gonna stay to give the fullback that right to go forward. Because if you leave them one in midfield and two center backs, then you're gonna expose yourself at some point. Because like I said, with Thiago, he's not the fastest player at this moment. Smart as a whip, but not the fastest player. So if you do that, you expose your team. So if you're gonna send the extra player forward, then Fred has to sit in there with Casemiro and make sure that when the play is broken down, you can recover the ball, right? Or at least offer some shield to stop the play before it gets into that defensive half of the field where you have to really start thinking about defending emergency type.
See, they just tried playing one over the top, but Vinicius Junior offside. Have to try and do that, different dynamics in terms of how you attack. So let's see. Second half has started. The Swiss playing a 4-1-2-1-2 formation here, trying to contain the Brazilian. But Brazilian, again, coming down the middle. See, there is what we want from Richarlison. Coming out on these wide spaces and creating openings by changing angles. Casemiro or Thiago Silva with the foul there. Free kick for the Swiss. Again, if you're watching and this is your first time to the platform, please ensure that you subscribe before you go. Want to thank everyone for being a part of our broadcast here on I Am Sure Sports. Also, remember to hit the like button. Please, that's how you also show love to that channel. We have one more game that will be coming up at 2. That will be Portugal versus Uruguay. So you can join us for that one when it starts. We have the astute analyst, Coach Rudolph Speed, along with Mr. Huntley Swaby as well with us. I'm breaking this one down for you. And we have some very educated persons on football in the comment section as well. Appreciate them being a part of this broadcast. It is 0-0 between Brazil and Switzerland in this World Cup qualifying, World Cup zone game, which would leave Brazil at the top of the table on 4 points, same as the Swiss, but Brazil would have a better goal difference. And what that would also mean is that Cameroon will be on 1. Serbia will be sitting at the foot of the table with Switzerland to play, and Cameroon will have Brazil to play in the final fixtures of this group. Possession favors Brazil They are up to 54%. Good to see the many Argentinian fans supporting and watching. Ball played out by the Swiss. Brazil 0, Switzerland 0. Mr. Speed being given back his seat on the Argentinian wagon by Michael Neymar. Then no, over there's one man who is worried right now. That man who is worried. Brazil in their customary yellow tops with blue shorts, white socks with blue at the top of them. Swiss all decked out in red, red shorts, and red sock. Oh, look at that turn. Beautiful play that time, and that's a free kick. Yellow card here, issued first of the game. This is what we needed, some more dynamism in the middle of the park that looked like Rodrigo. Oh, wow, look at that. That was a dirty play, and the man who just came in as a substitute. Just want you to know, Mr. Speed, that Michael Neymar said that he has given you back your seat on the wagon, the Argentinian wagon.
No, I was never an Argentina wagon. I just thought that they would have won the match, as a commentator. But I wasn't worried about Argentina winning that second game. I mean, I wasn't really worried. You could have seen that Argentina possession rate was like 2/3 the other team, and that just made that Messi just keep playing more in front of the goal, and he was always going to score. Mexico is really a poor team. I mean, I think their possession was like less than 25% for the game. They tried their best in the first half, but they were poor. There was no way they were going to hold out Argentina. Mexico is really a poor team from CONCACAF. For the last 2 World Cups, they have not done well. Since the last World Cup, they have performed badly. They couldn't keep the ball on the pitch. Their accuracy was like 70% or something down there. It was really a poor team. There was no way they would have been able to beat Argentina.
And Rafinha is not having a good game over on that right side. This could be a next yellow card. Yes, it is. Yellow card to Fred. Rafinha not having a good game on that right side. Poor ball played over into the box. He attempted, and that gave Switzerland the ball, and then Fred with a careless tackle, he picks up a yellow card. Never needed to make that one, but Rafinha needs to step up, or he needs to be substituted and bring on someone who will take on these Switzerland players. I can't see why. If you look at the amount of dribbles completed so far by both teams, it is very strange that successful dribbles so far, Brazil has only one. A Brazil team who in their last game had over 20, mark you, a lot of those were by Neymar, has only had one successful dribble in this present game. Ball played over the top. Good ball here by the Swiss. Played in. Oh, good defending here by Brazil. Getting that one out. The Swiss had a chance right there. Good ball played in, but again, the solid defense of Brazil was able to keep them out. And the Swiss go all the way back to their goalkeeper, looking to recycle this one. A little bit of a danger there for Brazil, but the defense handled it well. It is still Brazil 0, Switzerland 0. The Samba Kings being held off by the Swiss here. Oh, good work here. Oh, look at Fred again, missing that one. And here comes the Swiss again, and this could be a chance for them. Oh, What will they do? Can they score? Swiss with this one. Shot. Oh, deflected. Corner kick. Vargas there. Trying to get something going. Winning a corner kick for Switzerland. Make it 54 minutes so far. Brazil 0, Switzerland 0. Their first corner kick of the game for the Swiss. The big men coming forward for this one. Alisson Decker in goal, giving some instructions there to his defense. 6 in the Brazil box, easily handled by Alisson. Oh, but look at that Brazilian player just standing and allow the Swiss to head it forward, but it goes to Alisson in goal, looking for the quick, and he goes quickly. He's used to making these kind of passes at Liverpool. Again, won by the Swiss in defense. And here comes Brazil on the attack. Can they do something with this? Here they come. Brazil on this poor pass. He had Rafinha on the outside. He tried to play it across the box, and it just never worked out. The Swiss preparing to make a substitution here. At least 2 players coming on for the Swiss. I think, again, Brazil needs to look at how the forwards are playing. Still, I mean, here we go. Oh, a little bit too much pace on that one. No way Vinicius Jr. would have gotten that as, what's that, Alexandro, the Juve man, playing it over the top for the player there, Vinicius Jr., to run onto it, but it was overhit. It went out for a goal kick taken by the Swiss. They come out of their 18 and come forward, played through the middle. Good hold-up play there by the Swiss. Brilliant play in midfield. As it goes wide, ball goes out for a throw-in for Brazil. Need to see. Oh, ball played back to Alisson, and he's under pressure. Oh my word. Good pressure by the Swiss there. What are the Brazilians doing? They need to up the tempo. 1 goal could change it, and here they come again. Oh, this is Vinicius Jr. This is where he can be dangerous. Ball played in, and that should have been a goal. Richarlison should have scored that one. Richarlison had an opportunity there. Good ball played from the outside of the right foot by Vinicius Jr. It goes inches away from the right foot of Richarlison. Oh my word. See, one more substitution being lined up here for Brazil. Figures that they may be looking at substituting Fred, who has only contributed a yellow card to this game. Free kick for Brazil, and this could allow them to make this change. No, the game is restarted quickly. Again, Brazil, loads of possession. Look at this. This is what it has been missing. A dribbler through the middle of the field. There he goes, but good covering by the Swiss, and they play it out. That is what they were missing in the first half. That direct dribble down the middle of the field, and the throw taken quickly again. Goes out for another throw. I think Fred is going to come off here. He's the most likely substitution. And again, he gives the ball away. I think he may have been fooled by his own teammate on the side of the field right there. And, he comes out. Good change. And the Newcastle man, who has been having a good season, Guimaraes, he is about to come on. Little bit more dynamic, I believe, than Fred. Switzerland also bringing on Stefan. They're making 2 substitutions, the Swiss. Number 11 coming on. Stefan coming on for Vargas, it appears. And Ryder also coming out. Look like Zakaria, the Chelsea man, coming into midfield. So what they have done, they are about to, not Zakaria, Fernandez, who is coming in because Brazil made a change to strengthen the midfield and dribble through the middle. So the Swiss are making a change to really stop that from happening. So this is good coaching by the Swiss coach. Richarlison, some pressure there, but Switzerland with the possession. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Speed.
Well, I mean, even with what is happening here, Switzerland has actually have the better of the possession since the second half start. Once they even up the possession, it will make it more difficult for Brazil to score on them. And they are doing a very good job so far. They have decided that they wasn't going to come out and just sit in their own half and hope to survive. They are actually making a fight of it, which is good tactic from them. Brazil is still static.
This could be a goal. Oh, ball blocked out. Go ahead, Mr. Speed. Again,
Brazil is still static of two wingers space on the outside. Switzerland is really trying to get something out of the game early, but I think if they don't get it in the next 10 minutes, all of that energy would have to be that they're extending now. They're gonna probably need it to survive the rest of the half. Brazil at some point will take over or start to press them. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, good point.
Again, Switzerland foul again. They are in double digits now.
There you go. Foul on Richarlison.
Yeah, that should have been a card though. It was definitely a professional foul, holding him, not a tackling foul. I mean, he's the most friendly of fouls though. Wouldn't hurt him, just hold him.
Yeah.
But
maybe because it was so high up the field, like deep in the Brazil half, the referee probably looked at that.
But he had gone past two lines, so it's not really where it is, but more because there was only one line left in front of him.
Yes.
I think Brazil is a little bit careless with their crossing there. They should have done much better, and that needs to step up somewhat. But they are still cruising. Neymar is not here, and they are still cruising.
A lot of people talk about how Brazil looks without Neymar. I don't think it's any different when there's no Messi.
Well, Neymar usually, as I said before, usually when teams score is either a mistake or a flash of brilliance. Problem is both Neymar and Messi have those brilliance in them. So so you have a better chance when they're on the pitch to score a goal. You could develop your defensive structure a lot of different ways and don't need them. But when you talk about scoring goals and offensive threat, plus the other team know who they are dealing with, so they play them different. So all of those, makes victory probably a little bit easier in some cases.
Yeah, but South American football has changed so much. This, like Rob Smith is saying, no flair in the game. There was a time when you watch South American football, there will be piles and salad, and the players would be still effective. You don't see any of those things in this game. Lot of passes and stand-up play and looking for a pass and knocking the ball. In fact, you see more intricate passes from the teams.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, like a Spain team, even more so than the Brazil team.
No, but the truth is, you have to talk about the different eras. If you're a team that tries to do a lot of dribble, if those dribbles are not successful, a lot of teams know about playing in transition. So you'll have your teammates running, come up here, trying to dribble, they take away the ball from you, and people playing in transition, overloading, because they're not going to be afraid to overload and would fight. If you play like that, you'll find yourself in a lot of trouble these days. So it's not a matter of it change. It's a matter of Brazil hasn't even won. Our South American team hasn't even won the World Cup since 2002. That's like 20 years ago. So you can see the reason why that whatever tactic they used to use.
Brazil is in. Then it's a junior and he scored. Brilliant goal.
Let me give you the commentary. Richarlison playing it in the middle to Rodrigo. Rodrigo, beautiful flick on. Here you go, Vinicius Jr. Oh, beats one. Vinicius Jr. with the ball. Vinicius Jr. Oh, what a goal! Look at the celebration. It's what Dujon Whisper did. Richards did when he scored for Casey's a monkey face. He did. He just had one player to get around. He did, and he just slid that to the left of Summer in the Swiss goal. He went through the Swiss defense like Swiss cheese, like knife through Swiss cheese into the back of the net, and Brazil takes the lead, and Blue Mountain must be worried. His money is coming over to I Am Sure Sports. Brazil, 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 Brazil.
So that was a classic case of playing in transition.
Perfect.
Aided by the pace of the players who are much faster than the Switzerland players, because even Richardson, the much maligned Richardson management, he was the one who beat the defense to that ball that ran a little bit loose and just played back into one of the Brazilian, so he could set up the killer pass for Junior to finish. So again, you could I said it before. Switzerland expended a lot of energy trying to get something from the game early in the second half. You could see them pressing, coming forward, and they were just open up to that fast.
Goal disallowed for offside. Goal disallowed.
But
really?
Also,
goal disallowed for offside.
Yeah, but also one quick thing: if you look, what happened? Brazil was in possession.
It's called offside though.
Yeah, the Swiss press Brazil. Brazil is essentially turned the ball over, and then
I'd love to see the replay on that offside though.
You'll see it in a second, and then the Swiss right there and then recover the ball. Brazil then repressed and recover the ball while the Swiss was breaking out in transition, and that quick combination pass between Richarlison and the next player. I'm not sure who that is, and that ball laid on to Vinicius Jr. That moment of recovering the ball quickly and catch him in a half and half going, half coming back, is like a perfect transition. You can't see him counter attack. Perfect transitional play.
And that is why we were just discussing why you don't dribble more than necessary, because those are likely to catch up. People understand you dribble. People trying to get into position for the pass. Then you lose it. And then you're in all sorts of problems.
All sorts of problems.
And that was the reason why nobody play like that anymore.
But what I say, when I'm talking about dribbling, in football, you're taught that you dribble to create space. You have to dribble.
But if you lose it, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but where you dribble, I'm not asking you to dribble in the middle. I'm saying that you're dribbling in high up in the offensive, the offensive third or the attacking third of the field, so you have enough time to recover.
No. Brazil won the ball in almost in the middle third right there. It don't matter where you dribble. People are running past you. People are running in wide positions to receive the ball once you're in possession. So if you lose the ball any at all, you're in serious trouble because those people can't recover. I'm just saying why people are not dribbling so much. They have more faith in passing than dribbling to advance the ball. Because if you dribble and lose it, you're in serious trouble. And that is why.
Yeah, Richarlison is the player who was he was in an offside position when he came, way offside. But so that is why the goal was called back.
Yeah, but that looked very, very suspicious though. If you look at the replay, it looked like he wasn't.
Well, he was in an offside position. What I don't understand, he came and he won the ball.
Yeah.
So you're saying to me...
It was a loose ball in my mind. It wasn't anybody.
Yeah, so what I'm saying...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a loose ball. It wasn't a pass. It was a loose ball from a ricochet tackle.
What they're trying to say is that if the goalkeeper has the ball, you're in the goal, and you go and you win that ball from the goalkeeper, you're offside. You understand me? So if the goalkeeper has the ball in his hand, he puts it on the ground to kick it out, and you come from behind him and take the ball, you're offside.
Yesterday they didn't call it offside. I saw it in a game. The guy didn't
Exactly.
score
So
it,
that is my
and they
point.
didn't call
If a defender has the ball, you're in an offside position. He's dribbling with it. You come from behind him and take the ball. That is not offside.
I don't think the defender had the ball though. I think it just touched on him and ran free.
Yeah, but I think the ball that he ran towards was a deflected ball from a tackle.
Yeah, it was deflected, definitely.
So that's why I'm thinking to myself, why? Why would you be
Unless they're
offside on
counting
that
the
ball?
deflection as a pass,
As a pass,
from a Brazilian.
right? Because maybe
No,
maybe
but the
when he blocked-
ball, I think the ball, when the Brazilian was trying to pass it, it deflected off the Switzerland player.
all right,
You know?
then he's offside. If that's what happened, then he's offside.
Yeah.
All right. And even if it's a block tackle and it comes off the Brazil, well, if the block tackle is incidental contact anyhow, so it shouldn't be called off. So it must be from a pass. Maybe it was poked forward. I'm pretty sure at some point they'll show it back.
Brazil on the attack again.
Good cross.
Ball played over into the box. Or headed out. That looks like a goal kick. That's what I'm saying, Fresh God. When Ghana played against Portugal, they didn't call it. So I don't understand.
Just give me a second, gentlemen.
Don't understand, but maybe I need to check on some more things, to figure out Brazil again. So the Swiss are trying to catch Brazil on the counter, but Brazil, they are back in numbers defending. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 of them now behind the ball.
That's what is called transition to defense. They are so good at it.
Yeah.
Using their natural pace to get back. Somebody press the ball until the rest of the players are able to get into position to defend. So they kept on pressing him to go one side, and everybody's back in position.
71st minute of the game.
And Switzerland has really reduced the possession stats. They are at 48% to Brazil 52%. So they have taken off 3 percentage points in the second half.
This is what I'm saying. You see these quick passes. Here's Brazil again. Richarlison. Poor play by Richarlison. He had a little bit more time than that.
So now you can see the game now like we all predicted. At the 70th minute, you can see more space being
but
available.
All right. I don't want to be hard, but somebody please tell me, what has Rafinha done on the field in the second half?
Well, you can ask the same question for the first half.
Yeah. And we can answer the same thing that you're going to surely pick on somebody. Because they're not winning.
Man is man, you see what happening? Patterns are emerging, man is man.
There you go. They needed a dynamic player in the middle of the field. Long time. That's what I've been saying. Somebody in there who can help to string those passes, dribble to, break the line. And now that Rodrigo has come on, the dynamics in there has changed. I think they still need a substitution out on that right side so they can have more effective play on both sides of the field.
You'll see a play. Your boy's coming in a second. All right. But there's a play just now when Brazil played the ball outside and underlap and received the ball again and tried to get the ball across the ball, rebounded and went for a throw. I know it's this fairy tale or this fantasista thing that.
So there you go, Richarlison coming out, and Jesus is coming on to save us.
Jesus.
So what I was saying is this,
And Anthony is going to replace Rafinha.
So you got your wish. Both players you want off is off.
Yes, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I think they have your phone bug now.
Yeah, he has the mic into the coach.
Yeah, but he has the mic into the coach. You're right. The coach is mic'd up. Or the assistant coach is mic'd up.
Ball played over. Headed out by Switzerland. cleared further upfield.
Well,
Brazil,
all 21 players is now in Switzerland half.
Yes.
look at Anthony with it. The Manchester man playing it in the box, headed out by Switzerland again. Won by Brazil. This could be a break for Switzerland. Oh, there. Look at the press by Brazil, but Switzerland able to break. Good tackle by the Brazilian. You have to, when you're playing so high up the pitch, you have to ensure that you win those balls. Don't call him Jesus. For this game, he's called Jesus Saves.
Well, I'm gonna make a comment, and I said it earlier this morning, and someone gave me a
Jesus.
emoji with a strange look. You know, the reason why I admire the way how Spain plays is because when Brazil try to bring one player on to be creative, it's not the one player, but the system of how Spain play with the movement. They constantly. If you watch how hard Germany had to work yesterday to keep the game at 0-0, because it put that stress on your team physically, mentally, emotionally to keep up with Spain. While Brazil, if it's a one player they're bringing on to break the lines, then a one defender can deal with that one player, right?
But you
And
know what I realize as well? Every time Brazil makes changes, the Swiss makes some changes to counter what they're doing.
because they're planned down to every player how they're going to use their players. I remember you have 6 months to plan this. The only adjustment that the Swiss might have made in the last 2.5, 3 weeks was who was selected for the Brazilian team. So they take out this player out of the, and now we get a new scouting report on the next player who Brazil picking, who was a surprise to everybody else. So it's
Right.
just
So there's 15 minutes left to go. I just believe that at this particular time, Switzerland just need fresh legs on the pitch because
that's it.
um, as you can see, the game has been on the pitch the whole time, and Brazil is turning the screws. And I just think that with the superior pace, Switzerland have to work much harder to keep them at bay. So I think they need fresh legs more than the tactical change. But let's see.
Poor by Rodriguez here.
I think so too.
Even the Brazilian girls just shake their head looking down. Even them know it's a poor pass. The Brazilian being aggressive now, 5 up the pitch. Trying to have a press, 6 in the press.
And what I'm gonna say, man, is man, you might not like it, but I don't think as a 6, Xhaka has had a good game offensively for Switzerland. Defensively, he's okay. He has clogged the middle enough, but he hasn't been good in distributing the ball for the Swiss.
Well, some people believe that the number 6 is supposed to be the quarterback. If you know, and he hasn't really.
Look at Guimaraes. This is a player who should have started just stringing things along in the middle of the park. And Anthony, displaying a little bit of flair here to keep possession of this one for Brazil. Look at Guimaraes. Where was Fred doing all of that? That's what you wanted a long time ago. Hope the coach sees what is going on here. Brazil having the lion's share of possession here as the Swiss just hoping to see this one out because a draw for them is an excellent result. Brazil coming forward and Anthony out here on this side. Lots of the Swiss working real hard right now to keep the Brazilians at bay.
Just a tactical observation here. What is Brazil trying to achieve with inverting the fullbacks and having the 7-11 on the touchline? Shouldn't it be different? Shouldn't it be the 7-11 getting closer in towards the goal, pushing in that back line, right? And then having the 3 and 2 giving them width?
Good ball played over the top.
That would have been my game plan because clearly, when you just have one center forward between 2 center half, that's fine. I love that all day. But if you start to come inside with those 7 and 11, then that's a whole different ball game. A lot of different adjustments would have to be made. And this inverted wing back thing, I don't think they need to be doing that right now.
Not only that, I think Brazil they have always had some dynamic. Look at Anthony go. That's a foul. That's the other thing that the Swiss are doing. Lots of foul. They're not, once the Brazilians have broken past them and they see the opportunity to foul, they are going to commit those fouls.
There's nothing wrong with fouling.
Yeah.
I tell my players that if there was something wrong with fouling, they would outlaw it. You know, why do you want to chase a player 60 yards or 45 yards when you can chase him for 5 and stop it there?
Yeah.
Worse if you're not going to get a card for it.
I think, though, one of the things about the wing back that you were talking about here, Mr. Speed, is that the Brazilian wing backs are not the dynamic duo that they used to be when you had like Maicon, who couldn't get a game because you had like Carlos and Cafu, you know. That's it. Free kick goes right to the goalkeeper there. Very easily handled or managed.
There you go. Xhaka finally get a pass out to the right side and push the team forward. Wow. Let me seem like I'm a genius here. Now they're in the Brazil attacking third. Back to Xhaka again. He's going to spray it outside to the left. Ball continue to go all the way to the touchline, underlapping for the fullback. They plays it for him. Poor pass. But going back to what we're saying before Mr. Speed, continue with the conversation we're having. Can you hear me or he's on the phone? I think he's on the phone.
Yeah, I think he's yeah, so go ahead.
Yes. But what I was saying, man, is this. If you keep the 7-11 wide and then you inverted the fullback, what you're doing, because Brazil is not like Brazil is then rotating the 2-8s, right, outside again to create that space. They're not doing that. The 2-8s are just staying in that space, a pocket where they're not getting the football. They're not getting the football. So I don't understand.
Oh, good dummy.
I don't understand. Again,
all right. I want you to notice something. Look at the switch. Look at the amount of persons defending. But look at once you see thing they're coming on. Anthony comes on. He's running at them. Huge difference it has made. Corner kick for Brazil. That's what I'm saying. Rafinha was not doing that on the other side of the field. A Cafu must be sitting there with Roberto Carlos asking, what is wrong with our wing backs?
They're not happy. They're not happy. I'm telling you, they're not happy. They're not happy. So just to...
Oh, that could have been a chance.
Yes, that could have been a chance.
Ramirez with that one. The Swiss trying to lead a quick counter here, but well defended there by Alexandro.
And you can see the Swiss coach saying to them, hey, stay compact. Every time we're defending our half, stay compact. Because Brazil is not equipped at this moment to play through them. They got to constantly try to play around and try to get those 1v1s in the wide areas. If I know that man is going to go 1v1 with my fullback, all I'm going to tell my fullback to keep that play where? In front of him.
One thing I'll say to you, this is the second game, so all the people are talking. I will say this to you. I want you to also note, as much as you can complain about the Brazil's offensive play, Alisson has not yet made a save in the World Cup.
Perfectly.
So keep that in mind. He's one of the only goalkeepers who have not had to make a save.
Yep.
So that is saying a lot about the Brazil defensive structure.
Oh, golazo!
Here is Vinicius Jr.
Golazo.
Jr. Oh, look at this intricate one. Oh! Casimiro. That came out of, oh my Lord, straight from South America. Look at that. He just flicked that one over the goalkeeper. It went into the roof of the net, and Brazil. VAR can't stop us. And look at the big smile on Carlos's face and R9 face. They are smiling now. Brazil.
Look at the play. Where you recognize that there's space and he just quickly underlaps. One ball inside,
shot,
one touch and
outside
finish.
of the right foot. Oh my word. He must have learned that at Real Madrid.
No, I think he took that to Real Madrid from Brazil.
They're going to say
there was a slight deflection.
Yes.
There was a slight deflection, but again, just come into the half space. That's what
Yeah.
Brazil has been missing all day. Stop trying to score from full spaces. And the coach was saying, why couldn't I have defended that one more time?
Yeah, but remember, he was telling them just before that, stay compact. Leave them outside, stay compact in our half.
And the two legends, Roberto Carlos,
Yeah.
and they are happy, and R9, because those two
Oh,
are two of the best.
you have Kaká
best
there
players.
also.
Oh, Kaká is there?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
look
I was
up
just
now.
talking about the legend, and Cafu. That's Cafu there. I was just talking about the three legends who probably could have made any World 11. Those three.
Then Kaká no legend, man.
No, I couldn't make any World 11.
Kaká legend. We attack AC Milan.
Kaká can't make any World 11, brother.
No, not the
Kaká
world.
couldn't make no
All-time World
World
11. In his time, Kaká won Ballon d'Or, no?
Yeah, but Cafu are probably one of the greatest right back ever.
Yeah. Let me understand.
Roberto Carlos the same. R9, some people think him a number 5 on the all-time list of players.
Boy, I have my little bit higher, but we're not going to get that discussion right now.
Right, it's a different argument now.
Yeah,
but Kaká wouldn't be anywhere in the conversation.
He can be in a second 11.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
but not the first two. Not the first two.
Kaká at AC Milan, with all Perlo and them, man.
We believe your man is man. Trust me, we believe you. We know who he is. Our bad boy. Bad boy.
You talk about two man who win 2 World Cup. R9, 2 World Cup. Come on.
I want bad boy, but we're not going to force it in that place where he can't.
More. Roberto Carlos and Cafu are 2 of the best wing back in the world ever see. Them revolutionaries, wing back, Yeah. Them man we are talking about.
All right. BB Cross, bless up yourself. The beautiful young lady.
Can I attempt to answer this for her?
I thought BB Cross, I'm very surprised because I thought the BB was for Brazilian beauty, right? But since you're asking why Jamaican are so in love with Brazil, it may not be. But go ahead, coach.
Yeah, but don't insult her. It could be Brazilian beauty by way of Jamaica.
Okay, all right. I
was put on everything else.
The beautiful is still there, but I don't know what the other B is for. That's all I'm saying, But go ahead, Coach CB.
No, I think Jamaica have always had a love affair because of the large Pan-African population that's in Brazil, which is Brazil have the largest concentration of black people all from Africa. So that have always been a part of what Brazil. Plus, in Brazil,
Argentina have no black person.
No black person, and also even today, I think reggae is the second most played music in Brazil. So there's a connection, a real connection.
You see what Jesus just did right now? Good save by Summer there. You see the difference with the Jesus? Jesus comes on, he's connecting the play. Rodrigo going down the middle. This is what Brazil should have been doing from in that first half.
I think Brazil is going to create something else right now. Ball to the far post, poor cross. But that was the opportunity to feed Jesus just now.
And I think the substitutions have made a huge difference. And Anthony has done well since coming on. Jesus has done well with his link-up play. Rodrigo has done well. And
Jesus didn't even touch the ball before Brazil scored. I don't know where it's happening.
No, but you didn't see the press. That led to that ball being lost.
Right, man. Yes, I saw the
press. Hey, Rudolph, I'm enjoying my time on the man thing here. Don't let the man me and you, We don't need that. We don't need that, Because I had a Liverpool shirt this morning, and the man did not make eye contact with me once. So, man is man. I said every time, man is man. But let's put on the sweat back over here.
Well, and as I said before, you can see that Switzerland using a lot of illegal means to suppress.
Yeah. Look at Jesus. This is where Jesus is good. He's using his body. That's what he does good well at Arsenal.
They have now fouled 15 times. 15 times.
In the second half, right?
No, overall, to try and stop the Brazilians. 7 times so far in the second half, 8 in the first.
All right.
So Brando put a point up, and just to give BB Cross some feedback that he is Brazilian, All right, and he tells you about that. So that's where a big chunk of the love comes from. It's not a rumor; it's the truth.
Yeah. So the problem that Switzerland is having now, I mean, one of the things that you can use to change tactics or change gear is changes, and they have made 4 changes so far. Is it 4? I think they made
Five.
4 changes
I
so
think I think five.
5. Right. So really, he has no
Yes,
more
look at the pressure high up.
card to
You
play.
see that? You see that? That's what I'm talking about. But let me also say this to BB Cross. Pele, who changed football and probably gave a lot of African American hope when he played for Brazil, was one of the big. You have Eusebio, of course, but Pele was the person who I think gave so many Jamaicans hope. Again, another free kick being won by Jesus. You see, or he gave up a
But
free kick there.
Pele hasn't played since 1970, do you know? You remember the 1982 team is the one that I think everybody in Jamaica followed Brazil. That
Yes.
1982 team that lost. I mean, it was like what you call it, like reciting poems. Cerezo, Zico, Leonardo,
Yeah.
Falco, Junior. That's all the commentator was singing on the past were being strung around, you know.
Yeah.
And people just love Brazil from 19. I
And
think
then
that
to
was the time that
add,
everybody following up.
and then to add to that, we had a coach at KC who was Brazilian, I think. No, or Colombian. And Pena, I think his name was. Was it the Brazilian who was at KC in those early days? And then you also had Rene Simoes who came, and so there's an affection between Brazil and Jamaica.
And then, I mean, Romario again was another colorful chap who won the World Cup. I mean, you know, a lot of time when people get to love people is because of the story. You know? And Romario was someone that had a lot of story. Then Ronaldo
6 minutes added on.
came. But just to wanted to say something again, that's a long 6 minutes. Just I wanted to say something again why we don't have so much of the samba and the pie and salad anymore. You knew that when Ronaldo won the World Cup in 2002, South America had actually won the World Cup 9 times as against Europe 8 times, right? So South America was ahead. At that time, we did leave. We thought we had champions coming, and we had Messi, and after that we had Neymar, and we had Kaká and all those wonderful players who we thought could have won the World Cup first. And Ronaldinho was still there playing. So everybody thought that the World Cup would have gone back to South America, but since that it hasn't happened. 4 straight occasions it has gone to Europe. So they are now leading 12 to 9.
Yes.
So people are looking and saying, well, if they are leading, why play like the Brazilians and the Argentina when they're not winning anything? So that is why the world has changed in the last 2 decades about how you play.
But what I'll say as well is that when I did the interview with Alfredo Monteso, one of the points he made is that Brazil felt like they had moved away from the Brazilian kind of football and have adopted more of a European football, and that is why they were struggling so much. And they decided that they were going to revert to playing because this Brazilian team have players with a lot of flair. You know, it's just that we're not seeing it. Rafinha, Anthony, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., Neymar. These are flair players. If you go back and look at some of the other teams, Firmino wasn't like a flair player, or what's his name, Coutinho. Good players, but not the flair kind of players. So you see, there is like they were going back to playing players who play the Brazilian kind of samba street kind of play. It's just that we are not seeing it in this present team.
No, not because he's a Brazilian and say it mean that what he's saying is true or anything like that. No, because look here, after 1970, how long did Brazil take to win the title again?
Yeah. Big
Vinny, could he pass it? He should play that into Jesus. Oh, he should have played that into Gabriel Jesus, and he chose to take on the man. What a crazy!
But that's what you like. So why you say anything bad about it, no management? That's what you like. You just say
no.
drop the man, then drop all the time.
No. People, I did not say Brazil. I did not say that. There was a 2-1.
Then why pass it? Why
Because it's a
pass it?
2-1. Pass the ball.
No, no pass it. Can't a Brazilian way that. A European way for
No.
pass it.
No. Come on, man. Come on now.
Well,
We're
you
not
know it's
talking
true.
about that.
It's European way for pass it. That's not Brazilian.
No, man. We're not saying that. We're not saying that. That is, come on. We always know that. That is not the part.
1-on-1, Brazilian don't need no help.
Oh, Jesso's got this just now. No, it wasn't Jesso. Sorry. Great pass. Great chance by Brazil. Defender came across and did a good job blocking the ball.
Oh, there you go. Shot. Oh, my word. Rodrigo with that one.
The whole bench was off just now.
Off. What a free kick. Look at, pass it, Vinny. You see what you're doing, you pass it. Oh, my word. Oh, Edison, everyone off the bench. Brazil taking this one short.
Well, I don't remember
after
who you
1970,
said
it took Brazil 14 after 1970. They didn't win the World Cup again until 1990. How was it? 1994. Before they won the World Cup again after 1970. Right?
24 years.
24 years, and they came with a lot of samba in that time. I remember 82. I remember 86. And then they changed and got more.
Oh, look at that. Oh, pass it again now, Vinny. Oh, he should have passed that again. Oh, my word. Vinicius Jr., what are you doing? Oh, he gets it back though, but it could be offside.
And then they didn't win it again until 2002.
And
right?
then
and they haven't won it since.
Oh, what is he doing?
All the qualities to win it again.
What a play. Now I'm seeing what I've been looking for.
Except when the man is Except when the man pass the ball.
Look at Guimaraes. Here it goes, Brazil. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is the Brazil way. People,
well,
this is
over.
the Brazil way.
It's almost over now.
Over.
Gabriel Jesus really made a huge difference along with Anthony Guimaraes and Rodrigo. Came on
Brazil, officially the first team to qualify.
No, France.
Oh, sorry, France. You know, I've overlooked the French team because I think their group was a walk in the park for them.
Oh, come on, people. Brazil.
So what I admire about this Brazil team is their transition to defense. Did you see how quick those 5 people were back in a flash? They outraced every other Switzerland player before there could be any support play. They were back in a flash a while ago, and that is what makes them special now.
It's a good win for Brazil. Good win for Brazil. All right.
Excellent win, excellent performance. 1-0. The Samba Kings are at it again. Well done. Done and dusted. And Switzerland will have to get something out of their last game as Brazil will be taking on Cameroon. That should be a win as well. So there you go. Brazil after
this. Switzerland just need not to lose. And even if they lose, they just need not to lose by more than 2 goals. They just need to lose.
No, if they lose, they're out. Oh, no.
Yeah, if they lose, they're out. So they have to avoid.
Yeah, they lose, they're
out. Yes. But if you look at this, I mean, Switzerland really played very well, I think. With 46% possession, that was really good to 54. So they more than hell they won in the second half. The pass accuracy went on in the second half when Brazil really started to put the pressure on them. But as I said before, this game was on the field most of the time. So they were always under pressure to keep up. The Brazilians were faster. They were very good in transition to defense. That is the part that I love the most, how they transition to defense. They have very good foot speed. And it's not like the first time Brazilians that will be they're just wondering what is happening and just stand up. They actually track back as fast as they could. Yeah. Really good.
And a game where they were without Neymar, it's good to see that the team can still perform without Neymar. It will be interesting if Messi doesn't play for Argentina, how they would look. But go ahead, Coach Huntley.
I think this is a good advertisement for how the new Brazil is going to look. Um, because I think they're still producing quality players, but I think they need to play more as a unit. Just like there was a conversation earlier, I think it was management saying they were talking to a coach and they're saying that the Brazilian players are now um, teams are looking more like a European, but it's in this game, it's a copycat game where you look at and see what work and you make it into yours. Because once you have good technical players, you're gonna have that chance to win things. But the game is getting more and more from an organized and structured standpoint. I look at this Brazilian team and I say, hey, if they can do what they do in the transition from attack to defense and can impose their will on team with a press, with a proper press, then they can go a long route, a long way, a long way. Um, all the
Go ahead, coach, on this.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, one of the things I would say is that sometimes I think people, because we are so offensive focused when it comes on to football, this is the trend. We generally like attacking players more. I think we are failing to recognize that defensively, this Brazil team has been solid all tournament. Even in qualifying, they have played solid defense. And I think that is something that we cannot overlook. This is a solid team defensively. Mr. Speed said it earlier that they are able to get back so quickly in their transition defense, right? And I that is one of the things that I like about the team. I think the coach must use this also to see that Bruno Guimaraes at this time is playing better than Fred and playing better than Paqueta. And Rafinha doesn't need to start because Anthony has been having a good season. And I think, like I said, if Brazil fails, it will be because of the coach and some of his decisions. And that is the concern that I have about this Brazil team. Not the talent that they have or the composition of the team, but the coach's ability to play the right people when it matters the most. All right, people, let me say this, right? Blue Mountain is saying I need to check the super chat. So anybody else, if you can, send $1 super chat. Let me see if it is working. Oh, look at that. And Blue Mountain. Blue Mountain Food Management. What? Blue Mountain, people, Blue Mountain. Blue Mountain has paid up. He did say, come on, you have to put your hands together for Blue Mountain. He said that. Yeah, we have to big him up. He kept his word. He did say if Brazil doesn't make it, he said Brazil was not going to make it. And if Brazil comes out of the zone, he will give a $100 super shot because they are going home. They have made it, and he has given his $100 super chat. Come on, comment section, put up your hands together and give the man a big clap. You understand me? Put up some clapping emoji for him because he has kept his word. Many a men have come on this platform and said many a things and say, if this happens, I will do this. And when it happens, they have not fulfilled their promises. We have also seen Mr. Speed, who suspended himself from making any prediction for 2 days and disappeared over the weekend. He turned up on this day. So big up the people who keep their word. All right? All right. Go ahead, Mr. Speed.
Right. So, I mean, I must say that this is not a walkover game. This was actually a World Cup standard game. That's what I'm looking at. Pass accuracy, 83%, 87% in favor of Brazil. And the both teams made over 1,000 passes for the game, which is again something that you have to look at and to see that these are quality teams. Brazil though was the most incisive, more penetrating. Look, they took 13 shots, 5 was on target. Switzerland only took 6, none was on target. That was the difference between both teams. Switzerland fouled 17 times against 10 times for Brazil. So you can see that Switzerland thought they were in danger of conceding why they had to
Just to say this, just to say this, I think this is the first game we've had that the passing is over 1,000.
Right. So it is true that this was a quality game. So a lot of people don't like this game because it's not the 3-4 or the 3-2 and the red card and the yellow card for drama. But this was a true football game. And I was just sitting here and the things that I'm looking for in a good team, Brazil had a lot of them. They were able to keep the ball in the opponent's half for long periods. They were able to stretch the team both in width and depth. There was occasion when they played very well in transition as they were the disallowed goal. And every time they played very well in transition to defense. Magnificent defensive work. It's not the Brazilian at first who would lose the ball and stand up and start to watch. They all come back in a hurry and close down the spaces. Very good workman-like performance from Brazil. So my time you have to like these performances because they are the ones that usually get to the cup, not the flashy ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like I said, I like that. One of the things that you said earlier that I really like, Mr. Speed, is what happened in terms of Brazil. That there was a time when you had Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. Those players would not come back and defend, right? And then Brazil sometimes, and I think that was one of the reasons why France defeated Brazil in 1998, right? This Brazil team, I mean, the goalkeeper wasn't bad. Forgot his name. I think it was Dida. One of those goalkeepers. But goalkeeper wasn't bad. But here is the thing. They had defenders who were only defending and attackers who were only attacking. And that was a problem. In this Brazil team, what we are seeing defenders who are attacking and defending and attackers who are defending and attacking. In other words, they are playing well in all phases of the game. And I think this is one of the big difference. For you to play 2 games so far in the World Cup and the goalkeeper is yet to make a save, Switzerland got into the box, but it wasn't like a clear goal scoring opportunity. You can say that there has not been a clear opportunity created against this Brazil team. Then people are going to say, well, they don't play anybody yet, but you can only play who is in front of you. And so I think that is part of the game from the Brazil team that we need to look at. The fact that they can defend so well and so strongly at this World Cup level, because it is similar to what they did in the qualifiers as well. It's not like in the qualifiers they were conceding a whole lot. They did very well in the qualifiers, finished undefeated.
Remember, to win something in the man's man, you must become difficult to play against, right? And the old saying is that offense win games, defense win championships. Brazil is here trying to win a championship, and they know. And in typical football jargon, is that if you score one and the opponent don't create one chance against you, you can maximize your possession. Chances are you're going to win the game, right?
Yeah, and that's the Cavaliers' way. So Cavaliers should know a lot about that. Scoring one goal and winning games.
Also, Cavaliers have chosen a philosophy from the Brazilians that work. All right, so there you go. There you go. You know, but it's true. You watch the game. It's not a flashy performance. It's a very dominant performance, and I like to go to the stats where you look at the passing. You look at the overall passing. Brazil had 550 passes, but in their own half, in building the play, Brazil only had 219. In the opponent half, they had 263. So think about that.
Yeah, man.
Brazil stepped out in the half of the opponent, right, and built their defense. The big defense is on the repress to get the ball back.
There you go.
So
Blue Mountain. Yeah, man. You can call in. You know. Yeah, so, I know Blue Mountain says he wants to call in, so call in, man, and make your point. And then we'll hear back from Coach Swebe. Go ahead, Coach Swebe.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, sorry about that. You're slightly delayed for a second. So what I'm saying is if you can impose your offensive play on the team, no, I still think that the movement have to be crisper, right? The goal that they end up scoring from Casemiro is a quick underlap. It's a quick underlap, and the ball was played into the striker who took one touch onto him, and he finished it. The other side,
Hold on, Blue Mountain.
Previously on the other wing, which is the right side, they attempted to do something similar, right, twice, and it didn't come through. But this one, the ball fell perfectly for Casemiro, who put his laces through the ball, and he picked up a slight deflection, and it went in the back of it. I don't think even without the deflection, if the keeper got hands on it, it probably would still end up in the back of the net because of where he struck it from. But, we give props to this team, and everybody can breathe a sigh of relief now to say, hey, they play without Neymar, and the team can function without Neymar. Right?
All right, Blue Mountain.
Yeah, Marlins.
Yeah, man. You're hearing Coach Swaby?
Boy, that World Cup, depressing.
Hold on, Blue Mountain. Want to make sure that everyone is hearing you. Just tell me if you're hearing Coach Swaby. Tell me if you're hearing Mr. Speed. Want to make sure that the people are hearing so they can respond.
Blue Mountain.
You're hearing?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing.
There you go.
All right.
I'm hearing.
Blue Mountain, you hearing me?
Yeah, man. Everybody hearing.
Yeah, man.
All right, go ahead, Blue Mountain. You're a man of your word. Let me just say this. You're a man of your word. All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, man. So, boy, this World Cup depressing, stressful and everything. And boy, the therapist then go and make money after that World Cup like crazy.
Why? Why you say that, though?
The World Cup is full of too much foolishness, man. But anyway.
You really did believe that Brazil not going through? Or you were just, you just what? You didn't really serious?
Listen. Have Brazil ever gone to the World Cup without a good team?
Yes.
Every Brazil team that ever been to the World Cup is a good team.
No.
Brazil will not pick a bad team to take.
No. You're somebody answering you.
78, that team was not a good team.
Somebody says the 78 team was not good.
Okay, but that's way back when, though.
There you go. All right, cool.
That's way back when. But my thing was, I know Brazil always have a lot of quality players, but the last few World Cups, they haven't been able to play together, right? So I was thinking that the same probably would have happened now. Because the last World Cup, they had quality players just the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I heard his name said that they defend well. Brazil haven't played a team that put on an attacking show yet.
Why? Why though? Mr.
All the team that Brazil played was slow and sluggish in the midfield. You know what I mean?
No, Blue Mountain, I can't agree with you that. Here's why I can't agree with you. I have to stop it right there. Let me tell you why. How a team play offense sometimes has a lot to do with how I defend. Because the Brazil wingers are so quick, they come back and they close down that play. Mr. Speed pointed it out so quickly that the teams are not able to create the kind of offensive threat that they want to, and they can't get behind the Brazilian team. So I don't agree that they haven't played anybody yet.
Manins, man, they haven't played anybody with the teams that they play already. I don't know if you're watching the game, they're pretty much walking in the midfield and walking down the wing. Nobody has ever run out. Nobody has run from Brazil yet. Even the kid named Mbodo that they took off, I thought he was quicker. He's slow as hell too.
No, but he wasn't. Listen, every time the ball came into him, the Brazilians fouled him right away, which is a part of defending.
Yeah, but Manins, man, come back to my point. No team has thrown any effective attack. Wait till if they ever meet the Netherlands, they're gonna see a true ball play. Remember, I know.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you this.
Man, watch this now.
Don't put any money on that. Come on, you lose again.
Ask yourself what happened to Brazil the last few times they meet the Netherlands in the World Cup.
You tell me.
Ask them. Them dead. Them dead. That's what happen to them right now. Them are going dead. Good team. Launch some attack on them.
Blue Mountain.
You see Netherlands play the next. Well, on Man's man. So we play the next group game. The team are going to start gel together and we're going to play together and ball like a roll. And so when we get out of the group stage, anything come against Netherlands dead. I'm telling you.
Blue Mountain, take it from Manins, man. The Netherlands are not a team that is going to go beyond the round of 16.
Oh, yeah?
Management
I
helping
see what
you.
me feel.
So
I
prepare.
see what me feel about Brazil. I feel Brazil getting around.
Did you watch? Well, on Blue Mountain, did you watch the last game Netherlands play against Ecuador?
No, I'm gonna admit my team didn't play well, but I am telling you, right now we're fine tuning. We're in a secret.
You come to the World Cup, come fine tune.
Fine tune. Yeah, man. We have sometimes man is when you know sometimes you drive next to the put on an extra car. You saw me I say your front end lick you have to carry go at that time we are fine tune. I can put it back on the road to the next game. You see it? Watch.
All right.
Watch
All right.
management.
All right, boss. You have an excellent
Yeah,
Hold on.
So
Hold
let
on.
me
Hold on 1 second, the man is man.
Yeah, man, go
Tell
ahead.
him what Nitro said. Tell Blue Mountain what Nitro said.
Oh, let me tell you the one. Nitro says, I'm going to see if you go in the comment section. Let me get Nitro's comment. Nitro says, Brazil, I go depress Blue Mountain. Keep him far from Kingston. Oh, hold on, Blue Mountain. Flavor Max want to talk to you. Flavor Max, hold on there. I think let's see if I can connect both of you.
So
Blue Mountain.
I am sure. My name's man. Blue Mountain, don't go away.
Blue Mountain.
So after
hold on, Flavor Max. Blue Mountain. I think Blue Mountain, you know. Oh, jeez. Go ahead, Flavor Max.
Get him back, man. Get him back.
Back. Let me call back Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain. Blue Mountain hard name.
Let me call him back. And then both say, all right, Blue Mountain, I'm trying to call you back here, so answer the phone so that both of you can be here. Yeah, man. Blue Mountain.
In the comment section, it says come.
Yeah. Flavor Max. All right, two of you can go and talk right now. Go on.
Blue Mountain, you remember the other night when you made the prediction and you came off the phone and I talked to you. I sit you down and I talk to you. I tell you to go back in the mountain with that prediction. And you still come back on the program with that Blue Mountain. You're not here, Blue Mountain. You're not here, man. And then me see in the comment section and you tell me say you understand what I'm saying and you still come back on the program with this nonsense, man.
Listen. I had confidence. It didn't happen. Sometimes stuff don't go the way it's supposed to go. Guess what? Round of 16, Brazil going on.
I told you, Brazil going all the way. Brazil is not my team, but Brazil playing the kind of football and they have the type of form that will take them. And if you look at the path to the final for Brazil and France, they are playing the best football right now, and the path to the final, they are playing better than the teams. Remember, we watch all of the teams play so far, and before we see any of the teams, that was my prediction. And even so, now that we see all of the teams, those teams are playing the best football, and they will go to the final.
Listen, I must say this again. My predictions are based off biases. I don't like Brazil. I tell you that already.
But I realize that. When you can't go for the program,
and I don't like Argentina either. You know what I'm saying?
No, well, Argentina
the World Cup has been
will be out so far.
Who would have thought Japan was gonna beat Germany?
Yeah. All right.
But Holland not playing good.
All right. Hold on, there, guys. Go ahead.
The first 40 minutes of Germany's first game, right? Man, you hear me?
Yeah, man, we're listening. Go ahead.
The first 40 minutes of Germany, first match versus Japan. I put Germany in the contender because contender to win the World Cup right away because Germany midfield was on fire. That was the best I've seen any midfield play so far in the World Cup. And so Japan can beat them. So that's why I say anything can happen in this World Cup.
All right.
No, man.
Last point, Flavor Max, and then last point, Flavor Max, and then we're going to take a comment from our analyst.
All right, yeah, man. You see, I'm trying to figure out what you use, what is your method.
Him just tell you already.
What are the methods you use?
Him not no all right, hold on now. Him just said that him don't have no method to the
Just
madness.
bias.
Him just say there's no
Yeah,
method to
just
his
bias.
him just want them go home. So
You
there's
just
no
all right. So,
there's-
well, I understand now, mountain man. I understand.
you say call
I
him
understand.
what you call him mountain man.
Yeah, mountain man. All right.
All right,
Mountain
Flavor
man.
Max. Blue Mountain.
That's a name. You know, you know, Blue Mountain man. Nah, man, a mountain man in here, man. All right, big up mountain man. But it remain the same, though, man, is man. It remain the same.
Yes.
It's France and Brazil, and France will take it. It remain the same, man. Remember, we spoke about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did say it, but that no minute ever happened though.
Yeah.
Well, based on my method, I have method to what I say, and based on my method, it even proven now
All
more.
right.
Now
Men,
that we see how the
listen,
teams
I want to
play.
thank
All
you
right.
both. Right, I'm going to take some more
Yeah,
info
man.
from my analyst because we're going to take a little break and come back at 1:45 for Portugal versus Uruguay. Bringing Uruguay to win that one. Big up Vinny Congo, who in the chat as well. Andrew 55. Court Speed. Yeah, what say you? Thanks, Blue Mountain. Thanks, Flavor Max.
Yeah, man, big up yourself.
Yeah, man.
Man, start jump and get some sleep. Come on, same.
All right, then. Cool.
Yeah, well, as we were discussing before, this is the era of the tactics. So a lot of people will probably not like to see where the game is going. But again, the coaches are thinking about their careers, players are thinking about their careers. Nobody wants to get fired after the World Cup. So you're going to see a lot of teams not extending themselves more than what is necessary to win. They are not going to be playing end-to-end stuff so that the spectators can be very happy. Of course, they want the spectators to be happy, but they're not going to be playing this end-to-end stuff where a match resistance called luck could play a part in the game. They're going to be trying to play very controlled, take no chances, and see if they can win the game from that standpoint. Well, now teams that have very good structure, like the Brazils and the Spain, all the teams that have won the World Cup before, they would have had very good structure in place from a long time. They don't think it is necessary for them to be giving these lesser teams chances so there'll be a new winner of the World Cup. They don't believe that. They believe that their system is so strong, the players are so good, they're playing all over the world, that they are able to play well within themselves and still able to get wins. And that is what you're seeing playing out here, right here. A lot of teams that you could have seen, say maybe a Japan would think that they have arrived after beating Germany. You see what Costa Rica did to them. So a lot of teams are learning that, don't do anything too much. Just do enough to win. Make sure you're safe all the time. Because as Coach really said, is defense win championship, offense only win match. And people are going for the title nowadays. So good performance by Brazil, I thought. Good all-round performance. They showed me that they can play in the different phases. They know what to do in possession. They know what to do out of possession. That's the mark of a team that is ready to challenge for a title.
Yeah. All right, Coach Swaby, final word. Then we can take a break and then come back in probably around 20 minutes or so. Go ahead.
Yes, we all saw what Brazil did just now, so there's not much we can, keep saying about them. I just want to say something about the Swiss team, that they didn't do much wrong today, right? They did not do much wrong. I think they just got at that one moment where they didn't track Casemiro, it ended up burning them. Because if you look, Brazil huff and puff and dominated in stretches of the game, but it didn't really break them open to create a full chance, right? But again, Brazil was the better team. We can't deny that. They were the better team in this game. I think the Swiss have something to say with who come out of the group as the second place team. I think they can go into this last game against Serbia being very confident that they can get something from this game, right? But I honestly think Brazil can improve. I think Brazil can improve with confidence, and tactically, if the coaches keep it simple, the players are good enough to go out and execute. I think right now the reason why France is just scoring at will basically at times is because the tactics from Deschamps and a lot of us have criticized Deschamps in the past of saying everything seems so obvious what they need to do because he keeps it really simple with high level players, right? You keep it simple, you give them default plays, and then in between stuff they will figure out the rest. Because you got to give the players a certain amount of responsibility. But as Speed says, it's the era of the tactical presence where coaches, most of what teams do is reflected in how the coach believes and set his team up. All right, but this World Cup is only warming up. The next 2 rounds are going to be fascinating. Who wins and who lead the World Cup. All right, but looking forward to it.
All right, awesome, wonderful stuff. Listen, great analysis, breakdown, review, overview of the game. We have one more game to go, right? And that is the game between Portugal and Uruguay, South America versus Europe again. So we see today Africa defeating Asia. Africa joined with Asia. We saw where South America defeated Europe. So 2 Asian teams, well, 2 European losses so far, 1 draw, right? South America has a win. Can Portugal get back a win for South America? For Europe, or will South America get the win? Want to thank everyone for being a part of the stream today. Really always appreciate it. Thanks to the Cavalier man himself, Mr. Rudolph Speed, Coach Huntley Swaby, who's on the 15 team and on the 17 team. Won their bracket yesterday in their tournament, did very well. I also want to thank all the persons in the comment section, all our moderators, all the persons who called in, all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to I Am Sure Sports. Right, really appreciate it, for every comment, for all the female footballing fan that tune in. We really appreciate you watching, asking questions to learn. Don't be afraid to ask. I know there's a lot of men, but don't be afraid to ask. We are here, and whatever we know, we can share with you. So thank you so much. Join us at 1:45 when we pick up our coverage and commentary on Portugal versus Uruguay. I am Management. This is I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, when it gets to this point, we say we are over and we are OUT out of here.
Yo, watch your bad dog, SK New heard this. The body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha! Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from with their knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.